Hey, what's up, Cancer? How are you? It's Sergio, and I'm here to do your tarot reading. Let's pull some cards and see what's going on in your energy. Today is Labor Day, September 6th. The energy could be for now, tomorrow, usually over the course of about a week. So let's see what we have for you. The first card out is the Four of Swords. There's definitely an idea here of rest and recovery. Peaceful rest, like good sleep. Maybe having like vivid dreams, but definitely good rest here. The Star card. And the Four of Pentacles reversed. Okay, I'm getting a sense here that right now you're in a period of rest or recovery. You're getting good quality sleep, good quality rest. And it might have to do with an Aquarius. It could be letting go of something, or it could be, if it's someone, letting go of an Aquarius. It could be letting go of some kind of a fantasy. That's kind of what's coming up here. Like there might have been some kind of a fantasy that you were holding on to, and maybe it wore you out and you got exhausted. And there's an idea here of letting go of it. And now you're in a period where you're recovering. But let's get more cards to clarify, because that's just the general energy with your first three cards. What else do we have here for you? The King of Wands. Yeah, there's an idea here of something passionate, being ready, being straightforward. Very lively. I'm noticing the roses in the back of him, almost like it could be also about like guarding some kind of, you're resting to guard some kind of fantasy or something you love. It might not be fantasy, that might not be the right word here, but like guarding something that you're passionate about or something you really care about here. But there's also a sense of letting go of something too, but we'll clarify here. And then we have the Six of Pentacles upright. There's balance here. This could be financial balance, or it could just be balance in terms of stability. It could have to do with the rest, because your first row here, it starts with the card for rest and ends with the card of balance. So maybe you're balancing stuff out here. Maybe you were stuck between letting go of something and holding on and protecting something and guarding something related to some kind of a wish fulfillment or even a fantasy. And maybe having this period of rest right now is going to bring in balance with it. But let's pull more cards and see what else we have. Let's go to the Gilded. Okay, what else do we have here for Cancer? Okay, we have two cards. We have the Moon. This is strong energy coming up here. That's also your card, but that could be about emotion or something that it's not exactly what you see. Could be tying in with that fantasy card here. There's Eight of Cups, so there's this idea of letting go with the Four of Pentacles, Eight of Cups, walking away, and then we have that Star and that Moon. So there is like this idea of fantasy or something that was not exactly as it seems. The Four of Cups, it's an offer. It's like something that you could have, but you're kind of hesitant about it. Maybe you don't really want it. Maybe at one time you did want it, or you thought you wanted it, but now it's this idea like, I don't really think I want this, or this might not be good for me. Maybe I need to let go. 4-4, that came up, the Four of Pentacles came up over the Four of Cups, so 4-4 is important here. The Knight of Cups reversed under the King of Wands upright. And then we have a few cards that came out together. You have the Ace of Wands reversed, the Five of Cups, and the Three of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck is the Hangman reverse. Yeah, there's something here that you're realizing that it wasn't exactly what it seemed. It is kind of like this fantasy energy coming up here. And with this fire energy, I'm seeing that maybe you decided that you weren't interested or something, or you were willing to let something go because even though it came across as holding passion or holding romance, something along those lines, you realized that there wasn't much in terms of emotional fulfillment here. It was more like all bark, no bite. It was a lot of talk or allure, but getting into this situation where you realize that there wasn't depth with emotion. It might have been like overly sexual, whatever this was here. And it could be that somebody is focusing on a loss. And then there's this other idea here of wanting to like work on things. So I'm getting a sense here that somebody might be looking back at the past and wanting to work on something with someone or some other people here. And with this period right now of like rest, there's like clarity coming in here with this situation. Like the fantasy is no longer like a fantasy. You realize that something wasn't as it seemed in the beginning. Big energy here of the emotions aren't on point for somebody involved here. The emotions just aren't right, and with whatever seemed passionate and alluring, it might have been like overly sexual and not really like emotional, and there is some kind of a loss here. Let's pull another row and see what we have. For some of you, if it resonates like this, because I'm seeing the 8 of Cups, the 5 of Cups, there's the Knight of Cups reversed. When I see a lot of Cups energy, especially the 5 of Cups and the 8 of Cups together, and this idea of changing perspective, something not as it seems, too much of something, like the Ace of Wands reversed is like too much of something that could be fun. It could be that somebody is like cutting back on their drinking too. That could be coming up, and with the 6 of Pentacles completing the first row, and then the 3 of Pentacles completing the second row. It's this idea with the rest and recovery in the beginning. It's an idea that there's balance in the body and the finances potentially. Maybe there was too much spending on like drinking or going out to like the bar or the club or whatever. Maybe the body wasn't getting enough rest because it was like too frequent or too much, something like that. So if this isn't about like a person where it was like physical and not emotional, and there was some kind of a loss involved here, and people weren't like working on this, or they wanted to go back and work on something in their past, it could be about like drinking and recovering and resting and coming more into balance. And with that Star card too, she's pouring out a liquid here, so it could also be that. Let's see what else we have. With my readings, usually the dominant energy cards will come out more than once in the same orientation, or it could switch, noting a shift, but let's see what we have here. Because for each row, I usually use a different deck. So you could have the same card 3 times when I read. And I know the sun is starting to come through here. Bear with me. Within the next week or 2, I am going to set up a better location for my readings. I have a spare room that is just waiting to be used. I just haven't really gotten a desk and all of that set up, lighting. We have the 2 of Pentacles. So this is about a decision to make, or about balance, or like juggling. I'm getting here like a sense of either a decision or balance, or both. But coming up with this row, we have the 4 of Swords, the Moon, and the 2 of Pentacles. So there's rest and recovery here because something wasn't as it seemed. Excuse that. And there's this idea of trying to balance it out. There's the Six of Swords, so moving away from something, moving forward, moving on, and that came up under the Eight of Cups. So there's the Star card, which I got as like this fantasy, and then we have the Eight of Cups and the Six of Swords. There's definitely a big energy here of moving away from something. Eight of Cups and the Six of Swords, those both confirm. There's some moving away from something. It could be moving away from an Aquarius, or it could be, she's also in the Star card, she's naked. So there's also this energy I was picking up on here where someone could have been like overly like flirtatious and sexual, but not really like emotionally there for more. So it could be moving away from a person who might just have that energy. This like fantasy kind of energy. You have the Five of Wands, so Four of Pentacles, Four of Cups, Five of Wands, 4, 4, 5. Well, Five of Wands is about like competition here. Letting go, not wanting an offer, and then competition. We have the King of Cups underneath the Knight of Cups reversed. So we have the King of Wands upright, the Knight of Cups reversed, and then we have the King of Cups upright. Yeah, there's a contrast here between one person who is not giving emotionally or can't give emotionally because they're still caught up on something from their past. And then there's someone who is ready emotionally. There's a stark contrast here. And then there's someone also who isn't ready emotionally, who's coming off as like guarded and like overly, like presenting themselves as very like flirtatious and romantic, but it's more so with like this intent to just keep it physical. A lot of threes coming up here too. With Six of Pentacles, it's separated with this deck that I pulled that one from where it's 3 on each side. So it's like 3 and then you have the Three of Pentacles in the next row. The Six of Swords, there's 3 birds pulling her boat. The other 3 are gone. There's definitely a big idea of balance here. And this comes with like, sorry, there's some flies in here. They're really bad right now in Tucson because we got so much rain. So yeah, work with me here. But there's this idea here with these cards that like you're moving on with like half of what was there. So if this is about a person, you're leaving the person behind and moving on without them. Or if it is about like cutting back on something like drinking, it could be like kind of cutting it in half, like doing half as much, or like limiting yourself to spending half as much as you were spending on stuff like that. You have the Seven of Wands. A very zen card from this deck too. So I'm seeing it's very good energy for you, Cancer, because you're coming up like you're resting. You're letting go of something that isn't matching up with the energy I'm getting for you here. There's responsibility, there's balance, and there's a sense of being centered. I mean, 2 cards in a row here where you just have like that, the chakras are just glowing, you know, you have that, you know, her gut is on point here, his heart is on point here. They're both just like, they don't have to even open their eyes, they just know. There's this sense of knowing and being very centered here, especially towards the end of this reading, and I really love that. Seven of Wands is usually about asserting yourself, and I'm getting that here too. Like you're kind of taking charge because you're saying, all right, well, this is out of balance, this isn't exactly what I thought it would be, or there's too much of something here and we need to find balance, we need to have rest, we need to recover, and then you're going to get there. Your chakras are going to be aligned. There's the Wheel of Fortune reversed here, and then we have the Ace of Wands. So it looks like, and the Ace of Wands reversed was this energy here where I got where it was like overly sexual. It looks like whoever this person is, they're going to try to come back around, or they're going to try to like offer, they're going to try to like work you over. Like if it's a person and you're telling them that you're like letting go, you're gonna kind of like move on and you're looking for something a little more like emotionally committed or whatever it may be. There's a sense here that they might try to sweet talk you and so they get another chance here. And if it's not that, if it is like cutting back on something like drinking, then it shows that like you might have an urge to like wanna kind of like test the boundaries again, or like You might be tempted to go over this. Let's say like you're cutting it in half. You might be tempted to go beyond that. So that is coming up here. There's an idea of something coming back around. So just keep that in mind. But I see with these chakras lined up that you're going to know what to do. Because before this comes back around, with this recovery and with this balance and this moving on and this decision making, you're going to achieve alignment with your chakras. And when this thing, whatever it is, starts to come back around, whether it's an urge or whether it's a person kind of trying to get a second chance here, you're going to know what to do because you're going to be in alignment. So I don't really see that as being a big deal. Let me pull an oracle card. See what we get. Okay. Oh, that's a lot of cards. When that happens, usually I'll take the one that like broke it. So yeah, we have an image here of somebody looking in the mirror. All of her portraits are mirrors. I always see this as a card of vanity. It's 43, which is 7 too. It could be like the 7 I'm getting like in 7 days, they might come back around, or this reading could play out over 7 days. I'm getting 7 days as a message here. But with the vanity, whoever this is here, if it is somebody who like presents themselves as very romantic, it's like an attention seeking kind of thing. It's like feeding the ego. So it might be something where they're feeding the ego because whatever it was, where there's like a loss, where they're still kind of stuck on the past, maybe it kind of, it affected them in that sense where their ego is a little bit shattered, or maybe they're looking for validation. That could be what it is as well. And then if this is about something like reducing like drinking or spending on drinks, something like that, it could be about like checking on yourself. Just kind of like keep check. And you might notice that like you'll have more of a glow with this rest and with this alignment coming in. It's like you're definitely going to be glowing more. But also if you're doing something to cut back on like drinking or any of that, definitely with more rest, you're going to notice maybe in yourself, you're going to look more like energetic. You might be like glowing more. So I get that too here. It could go either way. I think this reading is going to resonate with different people differently, but I think those are the two main stories I'm getting here. So I hope it helps. If you liked my video, please like, share, subscribe to my channel. It's totally free. Comment and let me know if it resonates, and check the description box below if you're interested in any information I have there. So it was a pleasure reading for you, Cancer. I hope you have a great day and take care. Bye.